And now to news from our state capitol. A new month, the start of a new fiscal year, and that means new laws, lots of new laws. July 1st brings a wide range of new laws and changes across California, from a higher gas tax and a return to office mandate for more than 100,000 state workers to changes impacting schools, streaming services, and even the food you eat. 17's Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace breaks it all down.
Yeah, a lot of changes taking effect on this July 1st, including what you pay at the pump.
That's unacceptable.
GOP Huntington Beach State Senator Tony Strickland blasting California's gas tax hike taking effect July 1st, part of an annual inflation adjustment, with the tax rising from about 61 to 63 cents per gallon. Strickland says he's repeatedly called on the Democratic supermajority legislature to suspend the gas tax.
A lot of people in California have to decide between a gallon of milk and a gallon of gas, and enough's enough. We have the ability to lower these gas prices.
Democrats say much of the blame lies with President Donald Trump, noting gas prices nationally climbed since the start of the war with Iran. They also say the gas tax helps pay for critical road repairs and infrastructure in California. And then there's this argument Governor Gavin Newsom has long made, as he maintains he will not suspend the gas tax.
There's nothing about repealing the gas tax that guarantees lower gas prices. Goes in the pocket of those same gas and oil interests.
Meantime, Wednesday, more than 2,000 state workers rallied at the state capitol protesting Governor Gavin Newsom's return to office mandate, which also took effect July 1st. The order requires most state employees to work in the office at least 4 days per week, up from the previous 2-day requirement. All of it expected to affect more than 100,000 state workers, including Francesca Wander.
The governor is making a big mistake. It costs state workers to pay for parking, to pay for gas, but more importantly, return to office will cost the California taxpayer.
Governor Newsom not backing down, maintaining the order will increase productivity and improve the economies of local downtowns. The demonstrators eventually entered the Capitol Rotunda, but CHP told them to leave, which they did. All of that drama on top of more than 24 state laws taking effect July 1st.
Included one new law that could impact your groceries, specifically that tiny little date label on the food you buy.
Specifically, products must include labels that say when to use and freeze food by for best quality and safety. Speaking of food, restaurants with 20 or more locations across the state are now required to list major food allergens on the menu. And as for other laws, one will require all public middle and high schools and universities to include LGBTQ+ suicide prevention hotline info on the back of student ID cards. And another law will require public schools to have gender-neutral restrooms on campus. And then there's a new law forbidding video streaming services from playing advertisements at a louder volume than the shows or movies you're watching. One more new law getting a lot of attention: driverless vehicles are now subject to traffic tickets.
Goes to show that new laws enacted by the California legislature continually impact Californians in their daily lives.
In Sacramento, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.